Welcome to the Moon Magic Tarot channel, Super Souls. Today we are asking your spirit team what's going to be happening for you in August. We're asking information and advice. We're going to draw 3 cards, and what I do also want to say, August is a really pivotal turning point in the astrological calendar this year. For anyone that's following the Art of Manifestation diary and journal, Astro-Moon diary and journal, you'll be aware of this. What I'll do, for anyone that isn't, or you want a kind of an update or a little bit more in-depth information, I'll read a little bit about August from this, and I'll put a little video on right at the end of the readings, and I'll also check in with the runes and the cards that I drew for August. They're in that diary. So but anyway, let's move on and just check in first of all and see what we are looking at. We're going to draw 3 cards. I'm seeing card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Okay, so this will be reading number 1. Wow, Celestial Gatekeeper. Timing is critical. Very interesting, given that August is a pivotal turning point. Wow. Reading number 2, shield your energy, look beneath the surface. Reading number 3, awakened spirit, desire to change. Beautiful cards. Okay, so we'll draw a rune and a charm for each. Okay, reading 1, you have the rune of Othilla, separation. It's interesting, this is one of the runes that actually was drawn in the diary for August. Reading number 2, you have the rune of harvest. And reading number 3, you have the rune of possessions, nourishment. Very interesting. Okay, let's draw some charms as well. You have a feather, reading number 1. Reading number 2, you have fishbone. And reading number 3, you have the starfish. Gosh, it's all about hopes and wishes and dreams. Right, I'm saying no more. This is a time for you to dive into your intuition. I'm going to leave the video just running for a few moments so that you can spend some time. You may already know which pile you're drawn to. It may be more than one. Super Souls, trust your intuition. I'll leave it running, and if you need more time, just press the pause button, and I will see you in the readings. Tons of love. Welcome, Super Souls, to reading number 1. You have been drawn by the card of Celestial Gatekeeper. Timing is critical. You have a feather, which is really interesting, and it's quite a pointy feather as the charms go, which I think is really interesting because it feels as though there's something quite direct that needs to happen here. Quite direct action. So we're asking your spirit team about, what's happening in August for you. Othilla is interesting because it does distinctly define a kind of a separation of something, a separation from something so the new can come in. Now, before we dive in, particularly we've got that energy of gatekeeper here. Let's draw more oracle cards. Well, I say more, more oracle cards, and see what we are shown for reading number 1 for August. There is your card. I'm going to draw several oracle cards first, I think. Ooh, okay. Well, we have 3 there, and I'm just going to go with them, I think. To be fair, Super Souls, I think that's definitely speaking to you. It wasn't necessarily the plan, but I love it when there isn't. We don't have a plan, do we? There is no such thing as a plan for readings. We trust, and we just see what we are shown and let it organically unfold. Very interesting. That is the one I'm seeing for these. Okay, so let's have a little look at your cards first of all. So your first card, we have Priestess of Perfect Pairing Makes the Match. Very interesting energy here for you. I'm really interested in perfect timing and perfect pairing. We have the card of Trust. We have, oh, Mouse is about timing, Starfish and Bear. Oh, wow. Okay, I wonder if these will, we have Mouse, Starfish. I think we'll put these down here actually. I want to be able to see everything for you, although I dare say we'll end up laying more cards on top, as we often do, just to follow the readings through. And what else do we have here? Virgo, Digest. This is very interesting, and actually, even just from your oracle cards, I'm seeing already a really clear message for you in terms of the flow of energy. Timing is critical, I think, here for you, but not in a negative critical way, in like a perfect timing. Perfect pairing makes the match. Something is, I want to say, coming together for you. Othilla, I think this rune is acting as a, it is that pivotal turning point of August, where energetically at the moment it's like we are releasing and embracing the new. We're seeing a turning point. We're also seeing a turning point of things that we've worked towards or have been working on in our manifestations. It's like gateways opening, where instead of holding all this sort of knowledge or ideas or dreams, we now need to take actions to make them real. What your cards are already saying is pay attention to the detail. There's an opportunity here for you. I think something's actually going to come into you, an offer maybe of something. There's definitely a window of opportunity, and it's a collaboration of some sort. And it's this connection, this collaboration, this bringing together, where you're needing to actually, it's like the timing is really perfect, but at the same time you're being asked not to rush into it. It's like there's a need to process the information as it comes in. It's like if you were offered a contract for something, don't just sign it. Yes, the contract is, the timing is perfect for this contract to arrive, for the deal to be struck, to be made. You know, this is a gateway for you. This month's reading number 1 is a gateway where you are literally moving from, yeah, something that you've always wanted, a dream or something you've been working on. Something is about to emerge that opens up that pathway. And this is about consolidation. There'll be work to be done, but it's going to make it real. It's going to complete this sort of circle here, the circle of trust here. It's very interesting seeing lots of circles here in your readings. We have this circle here above the bear. We have this circle. Again, the earthiness of the bear. I feel we have the starfish and the bear as well. So if we, even just these 3 cards alone, Mouse teaches us to pay attention to the detail, but not get too pernickety to the point where we don't do anything. Okay, we need to also take action. Starfish, holding your dreams. Very interesting that, of course, reading number 3, we've drawn the charm of the starfish, so that reading may be relevant to you guys as well. Be interesting if you were drawn to both actually already. Now, so this is holding your dreams, so we need to pay attention to the detail, still hold your dreams, and then we have to take action, earthy action, but steady. You know, a bear can launch itself forwards, but bears don't kind of attack spontaneously. You know, they're quite steady. They'll amble in to sort of take food where they need it. You know, they'll only kind of attack if they're pressured. So we're talking about steady, consistent action. So you need to digest something. I love as well, you know, August is the time of Lammas, which I spoke about in another reading. You know, this is part of the turning point, and I'll make a reference to it in that extra little video at the end where I tune into the diary. It's the time, Lammas in the northern hemisphere, it's in the southern hemisphere, it's just at the other end of the year, but it's a time where we bring in the harvest of what we have been doing up until now. So it's like you reap what you sow. So something you have been working for, investing in, dreaming about, contemplating, you know, evaluating. It's like you're bringing in the first signs of the harvest, but within the harvest are the seeds of the new as well, the next phase of manifestation. You know, traditionally, when people harvested their crops, they always kept back seeds, obviously to sow for next year's harvest. So we have to be thoughtful here about what you are building in the future and the shape of that. It's like there's an opportunity coming, and this reading is saying to you, this is amazing. It's like a circle of something is complete, a circle of intent is complete, and something arrives. But I think it's almost like this completion of something, or the arrival of something, then opens the doorway for the next phase of something for you. So let's draw from some tarot cards and see what else we're shown. Reading number 1. We're asking information for reading number 1. What is happening for reading number 1 in August? Can we have more information, please? No, I don't think so. Here we are. Okay. Oh, wow. We have King of Wands, 4 of Wands. Oh, wow. And 2 Kings. Look at this. And King of Cups. And sitting here in the middle, we have the card of celebration, 4 of Wands. Okay, there's a joyous message here for you guys reading number 1 as well, which is something's coming in. A circle is complete. You need to digest what comes in. You need to, don't rush to it. Don't, because it's about being diligent and processing that opportunity. But it really is an opportunity. The timing is critical. It's perfect. It's like it's going to, whatever takes place in August, whatever's coming in for you, it's actually forging the direction for you for the next sort of cycle, really. But in a very, very clear way, and in a way that's, for me, very abundant as well. We're talking about not just reaping the rewards now, but reaping the rewards later as well. 2 Kings, King of Wands, King of Cups. This is like something you've really desired, which is coming in, and there will be real justification to celebrate. Okay, it's beautiful, beautiful 4 of Wands here, and this card of celebration. Whatever comes in for you, press the pause button. Not only digest, so if there's a contract, for example, that comes in, pay attention to the detail, because yes, this is the route to your dreams being made real. There's some opportunity coming to you. A period is ending, this rune of separation. A period maybe of perhaps frustration or feeling like you weren't going to find the perfect match. It's almost as if the universe, the gods, spirit source is aligning things now so that this comes together. There's a lot of pairing up here as well. Not just with the priestess of perfect pairing makes the match, but it's like these 2 hands holding the harvest here in this beautiful card of Virgo. You can digest where you are now. Kind of, you made this happen, super souls. This is like gorgeous. It's like, just sit back and smell the roses. Sit back and enjoy the garden. You know, enjoy the seeds you've sown that have got you to now, and then very diligently process exactly what you need to process in order to then move forwards. Don't sit back so much that you kind of become complacent, because there is work to be done. But there is this point of both incoming for you to receive, an opportunity within that needs to be thought about, processed, digested, enjoyed. Savor the moment, live in the moment, digest every essence of it in order to then have that surge of energy into the new. This is beautiful, reading number one, and I feel like it's so deserved. And yes, you know, progress is going to, something is emerging and opening, and it does connect in some way to long-term future plans for you. This is something you've dreamed of, desired, wanted. It's lovely, absolutely lovely. I love this, like, be in the moment. This is absolutely, it's like, for you guys, it's like really get present. August is a time to be completely present, sort of methodical, and yet savouring every second of the deliciousness of all that comes and the deliciousness of the future that is being opened up for you through the arrival of something. Okay, so this is just, well, it's just gorgeous. I'm reveling sitting in your energy, reading number one. It's beautiful. I'm going to draw some more cards just because it's lovely just to follow through a little bit and see what else we're shown for reading number one. How is this going to be moving forwards for them? What are we seeing? Can we have a glimpse into the future outcome of where this is headed, perhaps? Just a little future glimpse of the future ahead. There's your third card. And I hear a fourth too. Okay, lovely. Let's have a little look at your future. Oh, okay, super souls. Well, look what we have. Knight of Cups. Beautiful. 9 of Swords. 5 of Wands. And 6 of Wands. Ta-da! In the limelight. Okay. So, here is your offer. Something's going to come into you. Now, whether this is an aspect of romantic love, relationship, connection in that way, if that's what you've been manifesting, or whether it is some aspect of your career. For some, it may be more than one area of your life, because there's such abundance here. We have King of Wands and King of Cups here. And now we have the Knight of Cups arriving. And this pairing up. So for some, this could be a romantic liaison. For others, it could be connected to some aspect of your own personal manifestation that is relevant to you. But it's an opening. This is the time when you get to leave behind these fears. It's like, I really see, you know, that for some of you, there's been a lot of anxiety that this would never happen. I think it feels like it's been a long haul to get to where you are. And now we're at this pivotal turning point. And this year alone, 2022, the first 6 or 7 months, we've been given so many opportunities, but the opportunities have been not always easy. I mean, the opportunities aren't always like a doorway opening. Sometimes it's like showing you, look, this isn't quite right for you. So let's get clearer. So, you know, trying something on, finding it's not right for you. And yes, there can be disappointment, but actually it's helping you get clearer about what's right for you, helping to develop your discernment. And we've had a lot of that in this year. And now we have this turning point where things can begin to gather and build momentum. And I think this is a point when you can transform those fears that it's never going to happen into something where you know it will. It's like we have a look here, you know, in the imagery of this card here, you know, we have all these dark crows, and then we have this one white crow coming in here. It's like the energy changes. So whereas I think you've tried on or been involved in various different aspects, or there've been hurdles or blocks along the way, just when you thought you had a clear week to work on something that you're working on, something else came in that required your time. That energy is now shifting. So you know, you may have got quite despondent on occasions, or felt like something was never going to move forwards, or you know, that opportunity would never arise. It's now in this transformation period. This is a gateway. The timing is both perfect but also critical. Okay, the 5 of Wands is saying to me, you know, don't give up. There is some work to be done here, so be diligent. It's what I said here, don't get complacent, reading number 1. There's still work to be done. Get totally present, be methodical, diligent, but don't nitpick. You know, don't pick yourself to pieces. Don't get bogged down, because there's a balance to be had here between the enjoyment of the deliciousness of the offer and still doing the work that's needed to move this forwards, whatever it is. It's like making that time. You know, if you have been too busy to be involved in romantic aspects of your life, but you've wanted it and the opportunity comes, don't be so entrenched in work that you don't make that time. You still have to, there's some doing to be done here, but it's in balance. There's work to be done and yet doing to be done, but in a diligent, steady way, but in a joyful, present, enjoy the moment, balanced kind of way too. Here we have this success card. You know, so there's work to be done. There's a ladder to climb here, but the ladder is here again. It's like if the contract arrives, the offer of something arrives. Yes, celebrate the fact that the offer has arrived. It's like, yay, this is totally what I've always wanted. And now look at the detail, read it through, you know, layer by layer, clause by clause. Hopefully you get what I mean. You get the gist of what I mean. 6 of Wands, success. Ta-da! Success. Here we go. Whatever you process, do, this for me doesn't give us a glimpse into the future, which I was slightly sneakily wanting, really. It really does focus on this month, what's happening, how it's happening, and the need for the shift that's coming for you guys and the success that is being offered to you. You know, this is you in the limelight. You know, for some of you, truly, if you've been working on something, it really is that big opening, that window where you step into the limelight, you're seen in some way, shape or form. You know, it's like, you know, not only does your book get published, you know, but it rockets to the top of the top of the sales. There's something really powerful about being seen here, the success of being seen. It's beautiful. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful energy, and then to remain grounded in that success as well. Now, I feel like reading number 1, I was asking for a sneaky peek into the future. I feel like really what we're being shown is that success is the name of the game. That is the future for you. Success, reward, recognition, you know, public recognition. But I will just draw some extra runes here just to complete the reading. So we have the rune of protection, we have the rune of constraint. Yes, pay attention to the details. Again, really interesting. This for me is like, it sort of says, if you kind of read up about runes, it kind of says, you know, when fishermen can't go to sea, they mend their nets. I don't feel like there's an energy particularly of constraint around you as such, but I think around this turning point, again, pay attention to the details, the energy of mouse. Dot the T's, cross the I's. Cross the T's, dot the I's. You see? Yeah, do it the right way. My language tells you everything. Protection. What this is actually saying to me is, this is really, the timing really is perfect. It's like celestial timing. You know, something making its circle of completion in some way with a new beginning. I think as well with this rune, the rune of protection also speaks of not being emotionally, I want to say reactive. It's almost like, you know, like if the contract arrives and it's the opportunity of your dreams. Again, don't be so blown away by the opportunity that you don't read the small print, you know, because this is going to be negotiated. Okay, you're going to negotiate this. So it's not about someone, I'm not seeing anything about someone trying to pull the wool over your eyes. What I'm seeing here is your spirit team is saying, look, this sought after opportunity is coming. So get very clear about what you actually want, because you have the opportunity here to contract for what you actually want for your future. Okay, this is not, you're not just going to set something up that follows old patterns, or you're not just going to accept what's on offer because it's on offer. You're going to look at it and say, right, okay, this bit works for me, that bit doesn't, and you're going to negotiate and navigate this so that it completely works for you. So that's part of this, this reading here. And your last rune is the rune of strength. This is beautiful. There's very much an energy in this reading of what I would call terminations and new beginnings, the end of a cycle, a phase, and the beginning of a new one. When the rune of strength shows up, you know, for me, it always says, basically the universe has your back. There's divine timing at hand. This is meant to happen. Again, embrace it with steadiness. There will be work still to come, but it's like that deal, that contract, that job, that relationship, whatever it is, but you start on the footing that you intend to continue on. You don't just launch in and think, oh, I'm so grateful to have this, you know, and you swim along with whatever is being offered to you. Totally the opposite. This is you standing in your own strength and saying, look, I've reaped in this harvest. I've done the work to get myself to here. And now this amazing opportunity is here. For some, maybe more than one opportunity. It could be love and it could be work, but whatever it is for you guys, for you individually in your world, this is the time when you actually stand your ground. This is the foundation you've built for yourself, and whatever the opening comes, it's being built on your foundation, and I want to say on your terms, which is really interesting. Really interesting. Part of what some of you are leaving behind, I'm hearing as well, is part of what some of you are leaving behind is that previously when you have negotiated, it's tended to be an acceptance of things that maybe were compromises that weren't really right for you, almost as if some aspect of your self-esteem would accept less, and that's no longer the case. And really big respect to you, because that's a level of soul work. Again, trust, celebration. It's almost like you can start to truly trust in your own ability to navigate and do this kind of work. No wonder you are going to step up into the spotlight. You may well be a kind of a leader for others through your ability to shine in such a strong, ethical way. This is really beautiful, reading number one. Thank you so much for honouring me with your presence in my readings. I am thrilled to have you here. Thank you. Big love and big respect. Super Souls, that was your reading for August. Tons and tons of love to you. If you would like to get notification of any of my readings, these spontaneous ones or the ones I post every Sunday for weekly guidance from Spirit, or the moon updates that I post on Fridays, or any of the other stuff that I do, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, it should come into your stream. And Super Souls, I do a ton of stuff. I have put a ton of stuff into the world. I'll just put all the relevant links into the information box so you can kind of check out what I do. There's loads of free resources. And for all of you who have been supporting me through Patreon and through the super thanks in the comments, you know, my heart is just overwhelmed by the way that you are giving back and supporting all the stuff that I do put into the world. Tons of resources. I'll put all the links in the information box. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, all of you, for being a part of this beautiful community. Thank you for honouring me with your presence in my readings, and I look forward to seeing you again. Tons of love. Reading number 2, welcome. You have been drawn to this reading by the card Shield Your Energy with the frog. Look beneath the surface. It's interesting, we have the fish bones, which for me is always about getting to the bare bones of the matter. We also have the Rune of Harvest. The Rune of Harvest indicates an entirely new phase, a fruit-bearing phase that's coming in. So it is, again, that pivotal turning point that we are actually in naturally. This is a rune of promise. So let's see what August is showing up for you. Let's draw some oracle cards. First of all, for reading number 2, we're going to ask what is happening in August for reading number 2. is your card. Okay, let's have a little look. Reading number 2, you have perspective. Beautiful card. This is really interesting. We have Uranus, change. How interesting. Priestess of perfect pairing makes the match. This is really interesting. This card actually showed up in reading number 1 as well. Okay. So it feels like there's really divine timing taking place at the moment. Uranus, change. We are at a pivotal moment of change. Let's have a look and see what your cards are showing. You have elk. Oh wow, elk and deer, both. Wow, reading number 2. This is really interesting. Elk and deer. You have firefly and wolf. Okay. Well, in a moment we will draw your tarot cards, but let's look at these oracle cards first. Okay. So what I feel is being shown here, you are needing to look beneath the surface. Curiously enough, if I'm honest, I think I'm not saying it won't be looking at something that's going on around you or what's beneath the surface around you, but I feel this is much more actually about looking inwards. If there's something going on outside of you, you know, we have all this, the stuff that's going on outside of you is I would say mirroring something, but it's showing you, it's causing you or inviting you to look inwards. There's a real distinct kind of division between the opportunity for change, but the change is, so it's like if something happens externally, there's a need to then look internally at your own perspectives in order to then know what to do differently, how to bring about change from a place of empowerment. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. Perfect pairing makes the match. This is really interesting. We'll draw more cards around this. Elk is really interesting because elk has stamina. And deer asks you to be gentle with yourself. Firefly is the spark, that spark of an idea, that spark of life, that spark of newness. And wolf as a totem animal is offering you a lot of protection, a lot of loyalty is what's coming through. Very, very interesting. So what I'm going to say, reading number 2, is I think you have come through and out of quite a toxic situation. But, and that could be historic or it could be quite recent. But what I would say is it's left you looking through the lens of sort of almost of toxicity. It's like looking at things in a way that mean that you're not necessarily seeing things quite clearly. Now, what we're being shown here in August here for you guys is an opportunity for you primarily, okay, be gentle with yourself and to move into some aspect of sort of internal review. Now, I'm seeing this quite early in August, really. It's about shifting your perspectives. And you may just, in shielding your energy, you may have to just step back, not seek the advice or, you know, sometimes we ask other people, what do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? And you just get endlessly different answers. Or indeed, you may even have someone who's around you who's telling you what to do. And actually, you need to check in with yourself. But get to the bare bones, because other people will tell you what to do because they have their own agenda. Now, there's something about stamina here. I think some of you are tired. You know, you've been through a lot. The first part of this year has offered us many opportunities actually, but they haven't necessarily been opportunities that have moved us forwards. It's been like layer upon layer of opportunity that peels something back or creates a window of change, but the changes haven't necessarily manifested into solid form or clear direction as yet. August is that pivotal turning point, so it's a really exciting month. As I said, in the very beginning, I will read a bit from the Astro-Moon diary about that. But I feel like for you guys, you're being asked, like, you do have the stamina to see this through. You've had to have stamina. And I think as well, for some of you, your perspective is now, you're a little bit anxious about committing to things in case, and yeah, definitely fearful of committing to something in case you kind of haven't got the energy to see it through, or in case it requires, you know, almost like, I don't want to say a long-term commitment, but in case it requires more of you than you feel you have to give. Actually, you do have enough to give. You can see this through, actually. Be gentle with yourself. Just shield yourself. If you have time and space on your own, value it. Use the time and space well, because even if you're thinking this isn't quite, you know, where I want to be, it's going to give you the insight. There's a spark of inspiration. It's like a seed here. It's the seed from something in your heart that you really, really desire, you really want. It's very beautiful energy here. Really beautiful energy. So you haven't lost your spark, but I think some of you have felt like, because of the events of the year, I think you almost feel like you've kind of lost something of your sparkle, if that makes sense. August is the turning point of getting that back, of cleansing and releasing. Frogs really do cleanse, release, shed, let go of, especially emotional stuff, emotional residue. Okay, so, you know, really be mindful of that. Anyone new to me and my channel, I worked as a therapist for over 28 years, an accredited counsellor. I have an online library. Super Souls, I'll just put all the relevant links to everything that might be helpful to you in the information box below, so you can find all the stuff that I do in there. So rather than going on about it, but you will find resources there that will help with emotional release, because I feel like for some of you, it's this tiredness. And some of the tiredness is coming through. There's been a lot of emotional layers in the first part of the year through the events that have happened, the disruptions that have taken place. But now it is a time when this pivotal turning point allows you to re-find your sparkle. It's gorgeous. Let's draw tarot cards to see where we're going with this. Reading number 2. I feel the very beginning of August is going to be about this potential space of just shield yourself, give yourself time and space, focus and emphasize cleansing, releasing, letting go of emotions, shifting your perspective. So rather than looking back, you can begin to look forwards. It's literally like a turning point. It is about refinding your sparkle. There's been just so many disruptions. Truly, honestly, I can really see that. And those disruptions take their toll, don't they? We feel like we're never going to get leveled out again. It's just, God, when will it stop? That kind of flavour. But this is changing. This is the turning point here. August is that turning point. Let's draw some tarot cards to see what else we're shown for reading number 2. We have more information, please. Okay, what do we have here? 3 of Swords. 4 of Wands. This is fascinating because this card came out in reading number 1 as well. Queen of Pentacles and the Devil. Yeah, this is time to cut the cords that have been binding you. Okay, this is really what this reading, cutting the cords that have been limiting your perspectives, holding you back. Removing yourself from the toxicity of stuff that, yeah, I just think the first part of the year held quite a lot of events and circumstances that kind of ate away at your energy. Okay, I'm just moving these along a little bit so hopefully we can see everything. I think everything's in view. Okay, reading number 2. Just the constant disruption, the constant interruptions, the constant, you know, just it's like it wore you down. Now the energy is now shifting. 3 of Swords. It's like what your reading is saying. Look, August is this pivotal turning point, and I love that this is coming 3 of Swords under the Priestess of Perfect Pairing makes the match. So something that's been out of balance is going to come back into balance here. You're shifting from a period of disruption to a period of focus. You're shifting from a time when things were constantly kind of nagging, harassing, you know, getting you down, where you felt you had to constantly find the stamina to get up in the morning, to a space where actually your vitality returns, your sparkle returns. If this was a one-off reading, that would be my title for it, your sparkle returns. So press the pause button and review from that space of gratitude for all the learning. You know, this is a month for you to be gentle with yourself. Do lots of cleansing at the beginning. There is a turning point. Something's coming in. There'll be, again, very interesting. Reading number 1 had an offer. Very different energy, very different circumstances. If you're drawn to both, it will be fascinating. But I think there's something that's going to align with you. Like something that's going to be right for you is coming your way. This is the divine timing. You need to shift your perspective in order to receive it. That's what we're being shown. You need to change your perspective, because if you're looking through the lens of kind of difficulty, trauma, gosh, everything is hard work, then if an offer comes to you, you're going to think, oh, do I really want that? Because it could be hard work. Whereas actually, if you shift your perspective and let go of that, and you know that it's time to regain your sparkle, then an offer then becomes exciting. The very same offer looks different, okay? So there's something about your perspective here, and the key to this is releasing, so that the offer that comes in as we journey through August, because I think there is a turning point here where you begin to get leveled out, you begin to see things clearly, that the division between sort of turmoil and potential begins to level out and come into balance. And you do get to, I want to say, cut the cords. It's really interesting. Sometimes it depends on its position in the reading. You know, this can mean many things, the card of the devil, but I feel very strongly in this reading, it's about cutting the cords that have been tying you. It's like if you have been, I mean, sometimes this card connects to addictions as well, you know, and I mean, if you have been eating too much or drinking too much, or you took up smoking again because this was so stressful, you know, this is the time to cut those cords, to cleanse your energy, to recognize that your eating and your drinking is actually, although it may have felt quite supportive in the first instance, because it kind of can feel like, oh, you know, thank goodness I could do that, you know, that box of chocolates was just gorgeous and it helped me to relax. This is the pivotal point of change, where we no longer compensate by sort of, we look after ourselves from a healthy position, rather than we recognize, you know, if we're comfort eating or we're, you know, clinging to some perspective that keeps us locked into that cycle. This is the month when you let go of that, and we then see a new phase of harvest begin. This literally is a time to be planting seeds of the new. So if you've been kind of like slightly drawn into those kinds of things, which to be fair, most of us, I mean, I don't know anyone on this planet that at some point or another won't indulge in something that's not ideally healthy, but kind of at the time it works for us. You know, sometimes we need that. But there comes a point when we also have to say, do you know what, I don't need that anymore. That's now holding me back. I'm going to let go of that. So this is a card, I think, in this instance for you guys, of liberation. It's heralding that point of change. And under the Queen of Pentacles, I feel this is, and especially looking back at the Four of Wands and the Three of Swords, it's kind of this point of choice, really, where it's sort of, you know, the Queen of Pentacles, she's the queen for me of self-care. And yet she can be the queen of indulgence too, you know, so it's like you have a choice. This is a month where the choices are there for you to shift. And the key is actually letting go of the toxicity of the past and the way that maybe it really altered your perspectives, and to begin to move forwards. There's opportunities around to help you with this. There really is support available. You know, if you were looking for the right therapist, for example, you'll find them. You know, if you're looking for the right reading, you're going to find the right reading every time. If you're, you know, if you're looking for some kind of a new connection that's going to help to move forwards, it's going to come to you. It's like there's a major opportunity in August for you guys to realign in a way that establishes the pathway forwards and lets go of any connection to stuff that was previously, holding you back, whether it was an internal thinking pattern, your perspectives. It's come from toxicity, from difficult, challenging things, which went on for a long time. And I think for a lot of you, there were some big events, but it was then also one thing after another, after another. That was the kind of energy around for you. But reading number 2, it is time to regain your sparkle, which I love. It is time to change your perspective, look inwards, shift where you are. Time to sow seeds for the future. And actually, the moment you make that choice and that decision, you know, the moment you don't reach for the chocolates and you decide to go out for a walk around the block instead and look up at the stars, you know, if you're a nighttime, I'm speaking from personal stuff. I know that in those moments for me, you know, if I reach for that box of chocolates, the alternative for me is to go outside and look up at the stars. Or something, or go for a nighttime walk and listen to that, because it's often late at night. You know, that would be for me the diving into the chocolates. It's the late at night moment. I mean, we all have those moments, don't we? It's just part of being human. But the shift for me is to return to something really healthy that also anchors me. But you'll know what works for you. So Super Souls, we're gonna ask, I think, follow through with some more cards and just check out actually whether we can be shown for reading number 2 just a little bit more information about how this is going to pan out. I know you have a choice in this. I mean, this is really saying, look, this is your decision. You can shift. The energy is completely with you and the timing is perfect. So what will happen with reading number 2, regaining their sparkle? What is potentially offered and shown? Feel that one too. Okay. Okay, here we are. Okay, right, 8 of Pentacles, beautiful. Right, this is putting you back in your manifestation driving seat. Ace of Cups, gorgeous, new beginnings. It's your sparkle again. It's like literally you realign with the energy of your heart. You know, like when you're just loving life and you live, you get up in the morning and your heart is singing before you even begin the day. It's like that. It's this renewed vitality. We have the Page of Wands. Oh wow, look what we have here. We have the Page of Wands, this circle. It's like this circle completes. A cycle comes to an end. And you can really start to, you're getting back in your own driving seat. You can start to push things forwards. The energy for new passion, vitality, love is available for you. And look what we have here. 6 of Wands, the card of success in the limelight. This was in reading number 1 too. Okay. And the Hierophant. Now this is really interesting because this for me really validates divine timing. Do you know, I think reading number 2, this shifting of your perspective, shifting of your viewpoint, letting go of emotions that are currently or have been colouring your outlook and actually energetically blocking you in terms of like the law of attraction. They've been blocking you from bringing in what you want. This is the turning point for you where you let go of that stuff. You refind your sparkle and you start to experience, again, look at the liberation, the energy of liberation in this Page of Wands. It's like you can jump for joy, you can sing again, you can shout again, you can be vibrant again, you can be seen again. And this is a card of success. The Hierophant for me is really interesting here because I feel like someone may well come into your world. I said someone might come into your world. This card of, you know, Priestess, of perfect pairing, makes the match. It's like the moment you shift your energy and your perspective, it's like you're then available to receive an offer of something or someone coming in. I sort of almost feel for some of you, it's like you've been knocked off your course because so much was going on. You get back on track, and it puts you back in track, not just with your sparkle, back in tune with your sparkle, but also with your calling, your purpose, your direction. Your direction becomes clear to you, and there will be help and support to find that. You're not going to be doing this alone, of that I'm certain. The rune of harvest. This is a new phase. It's a new beginning. It's a time to sow new seeds, to nurture, to invest in those seeds and bring forth a clarity and a new direction. This is such a turning point for you, reading number 2. It really, really is. Yeah, I'm going to say no more because I just think this is complete as it is. So reading number 2, this is your reading for August. I wish you so much amazing joy in this process. I get where you may be sitting right now, but this reading is coming from your spirit team to really advise you, to support you in embracing this shift, choosing to do this differently, to see this differently, and to know that the turning point is here. Super Souls, it's a beautiful month for you, full of so much potential for the future. It's untrue. I am thrilled for you. If this reading resonated, if you want to get notification of any of my readings, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, they should come into your stream. I will put all the links to the relevant things that I do and put into the world. There's loads of free resources. I'll put them all into the information box and comments as well, so you can check everything out there that may be of use to you. I'll list the cards that I've used as well. And thank you so much to all of you for joining me. Thank you to those of you who are supporting me on Patreon. Your gifts are so helpful and valuable, because I do put a lot of free stuff into the world. You know, like a whole website costs a lot to maintain, so thank you. And thank you to those of you who've been giving back through the super chat, you know, the super thanks in the comments as well. And to be honest, just thank you all, because your very presence, you're tuning into these readings, sharing, liking, letting people know about the channel, all of that is just the most amazing support, and actually for me a validation of putting stuff into the world with, you know, my calling is to put stuff into the world to help people, to support people on their journey. And really thank you for your validation and for being here. I cannot thank you enough for being part of this amazing community. Tons and tons of love to you. Welcome to reading number 3. You have been drawn by the card Awakened Spirit, Desire to Change, the Starfish, and the Rune of Possessions, Nourishment. This is about ambition satisfied, unexpected rewards and gains. I see you reaching for something here. I wonder if you are, reaching for a desire, a goal, a dream. Let's draw oracle cards for you first of all and see what we're shown reading number 3. Okay. Yes, and one more. Oh, and there's your card. That was not quite how I saw that happening, but there we are. We're going to go with that. Oh, Wild Red Rider, Blessing Bestowed. Wow. Gosh, this is about manifesting something. So we are looking at what is happening in August for you. Now, August is a pivotal turning point. We know that. That's happening sort of astrologically. Okay, before I say any more, I'm going to bring up the rest of the cards. Confidence. Yes, this is making complete sense to me already, this reading. And Solar Calm, Clarify. Okay, yeah, this reading is beginning to make some sense to me already. Reading number 3. We have Elk, very interesting. Gosh, some of these cards are coming up in different orders. Well, I'm not going to say anything. If you've been looking at any of the other readings today, if you've been drawn to more than one, you'll know what that connection is for you. So, we have Elk. Okay, I'm going to place this card here. We then have mouse. We have cosmic egg, snake. And we have the bear. Okay. So, reading number 3, what I feel like is August for you is, gosh, look at this card of confidence, bang in the middle with this beautiful bird splaying out its feathers, its tail feathers. This is time for you to no longer hide your personal dreams, okay? I feel like it's almost like you've been, let's say hiding, what's that saying? Is it hiding under a bushel? Where you don't feel like you can shine, or that your light is bright enough, or that your dreams are worthy enough, or that there's something of that flavour here. It's very interesting. This card came up in one of the other readings, but in such a different position. You're being asked to forge ahead. You know, hold your dreams, hold your desires. We've had a really interesting first half of 2022, and we are now in August, just coming into August, and so we are looking at the month ahead. August is a pivotal turning point. Astrologically, it's a pivotal turning point. It's like the first part of the year showed us a lot of different things. There was a lot of opportunity in the first part, but those opportunities didn't necessarily manifest. It was more like opportunities in being shown things that were either working or not working, or things being brought up from under the carpet or up to the surface for us to see, so we could sort them out and let go of them because they were energetically in the way. Processing of things from the previous year, processing of underlying stuff, processing of family stuff. It's been kind of full on in a way that would feel like we were working really, really, really hard and yet not necessarily moving forwards. Okay, that's been the first part of this year. I'm not saying for some things haven't moved forwards, but it's been much more about establishing a more solid foundation, if that makes some sense. And now we're at this turning point. For you guys reading number 3, it's almost like, because there's been this toing and froing, chopping and changing, you know, stop-start kind of energy, just when you think you get going, something else shows up and you think, oh, should I be doing that instead, or all that kind of stuff. This is a month for you to re-find your confidence, re-establish your confidence, belief and clarity of what you desire and want. It's like re-finding your dreams, your direction, and investing in making that real. And August is a point where you can actually start to do that in real terms. Reading number 3, in real terms you can start to invest. Okay? Mouse energy, pay attention to the detail. In this instance, I think for you guys, what the mouse energy is saying here, and I love the way it's like this energy coming down from on high. It does, with like these little sparkles coming in, these little drops of inspiration. That's what I feel. It's like moments of inspiration. And whereas before, I think, again, maybe there's just been so many ideas, but you haven't known which one was right, or so many different aspects of something that you didn't know which road to take or how best to approach it. These are all coming these have been coming in for a reason. Okay. So now is the time to kind of, to hatch that egg. If you consider that all the stuff that's been going on has been bringing you sparks of, it's like little pieces of a jigsaw, and they keep arriving and you don't even know if they come from the same jigsaw. And now suddenly August is the month where you get to piece these things together. You are being invited here without question, reading number 3, to pull together those ideas. This is a time to do a personal brainstorming or a new vision board, where you reflect back over all the different pieces that came to you. No nitpicking, please. No self-criticism, because I think the mouse energy can be a little bit like, you can kind of pick yourself to pieces. You look back and you think, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? Rather than that, just think about every single bit of information as being something that was bringing you something you needed to see, another piece of that jigsaw. And now it's time to pull this together. reawaken your spirit, define your goals with greater clarity, and take action to make them real. Solid, steady action where you commit to the stamina of moving this forwards. Elk is bringing you the stamina. Elk is like sitting, almost, I feel like this is your future self sitting here looking back at you saying, come on, it's time to leap onto the back of this, you know, be the wild red rider, take a risk, blessings will be bestowed, have confidence, approach the pathway with clear, calm desire. It's really interesting. It feels like the channeling of passion into direct action for you. Steady direct action, but you know, this egg is now going to, it's like there's an opportunity for you to hatch, to lay the egg, and now it can begin to hatch. So you lay the egg now, and in August, and you now then start already immediately to take those steady passionate actions that are so strong because they're so full of desire, you know. So there's something about reconnecting here to your dreams, your desires, the stuff that maybe you had lost sight of. It's like shifting yourself to recognize that all the information that came through was actually coming to help you to consolidate all the stuff that really matters to you and formulate that clarity of vision. I love this because this is ambition satisfied. It's nourishment, it's unexpected rewards and gains, things that come, almost like opportunities disguised as loss sometimes, you know. So it's like, so it is for me really saying, re-find your desire, your passion, focus, interestingly, focus on the end goal. What was it that you used to dream of that you've sort of lost sight of a little bit along the way? Now it's time to leap on the back of those passions and those desires and go for it, with wildness, with desire, and yet with clarity and steadiness. Very lovely cards. Let's draw some tarot cards now to see what else we're shown for reading number 3 for August. Okay, we have the Magician. Hey, beautiful. What a card to show up in as your first tarot card here, because this is the card of the alchemist. This is the card of the creator, of you, of the manifester, of you being the manifester, you being the creator here. We have the 7 of Cups, evaluating your choices. Oh wow, look at this energy here. We have the Ace of Pentacles, beautiful, and then we have the card of the Lovers. Okay, let me see, I'm just going to move the cards along for you a tiny bit so that we can see everything here for you. Reading number 3. Okay, this is such a turning point for you. Re-establish your desires. August is going to be just a pivotal month. We know that anyway, but my goodness me, like your spirit team is saying to you, reinvest in your desires, reconnect to your desires, get focused completely on your desires, start taking the actions you need to take. Now those actions, interestingly enough, are going to lead to choices. You know, 7 of Cups is a card of choices. The Lovers is a card of choice, of having more than one option available to you. I think what's going to happen is the moment you reinvest in your ideas, opportunities are going to like just appear. Like it's that sort of magic moment where the cosmic egg starts to unfurl. It starts to radiate out its energy of possibility. And this is where we have the Bear energy as well, and the Clarify coming in here. Very clear message, because the Bear energy sits at the sort of the west doorway of the medicine wheel, if we're thinking about sort of shamanic traditions. And the west is a space of of reflection. You know, the bear goes into his cave to hibernate, but he's not hibernating just sleeping. Actually, he's entering the dream time, and he is germinating the dreams of the future for the next phase. When he comes out of the cave, he re-emerges, and this bear is looking forwards. He's looking ahead. You know, this is what the energy, the elk is looking back from your future. I feel like this is like your future self saying, you know, you can have these desires, these can work out for you. And the bear is saying, look, let's enter the dream time, because the cosmic egg has been laid. It's like the Kundalini energy is rising. The snake of transformation is absolutely embracing the energy around you. Have confidence. Have confidence, beloved ones. This is the time for you to evaluate what you want. Reconnect with your dreams. The moment you reconnect with your dreams, you can begin to establish the choices that are available to you. And I believe that choices will be shown to you. With confidence sitting with the Seven of Cups beneath it, I think there will be opportunities that arise with significant new beginnings. They may feel a bit like a diamond in the rough. Okay, it may feel like it's the source of the new being shown to you, and there will be choices available to you. There will be choices, whether this is, I mean, for sometimes the card of the Lovers is about, you know, new aspects of relationship. If that's your dream, then I think simply by embracing that dream, those doorways will open. But there may well be choices. It would be like taking action. If we use as an example, if you are wanting, if you re-establish your desire, and it's about finding a soulmate, let's say you're single. This is about joining a dating site, taking action with passion, desire, and confidence. And super souls, you may have to kiss a few frogs before you meet your prince or princess. But actually, those frogs are just going to appear. You know, there will be choice here. A diamond in the rough. You start to look for what you really, with clear mind and clarity of desire, you start to look for exactly the qualities you're really seeking, because you're getting clear here. Desire to change, unexpected rewards, gains, ambition satisfied. Then actually along comes exactly the person with the qualities you desire. Okay. Likewise, if this is some aspect of a creative project or a career move that you're looking for, or even both, but you know, if it is, then the moment you shift your desire to the end goal, you know, even if this is a few years ahead, what would my ultimate job be, and what are the steps that I need to take to get there? Do I need to do more training? Do I need to have a conversation with a manager? Do I need to look for new career opportunities? Do I need to redo my CV? The moment you embrace the first steps with confidence, opportunities will open. You know, one conversation will lead to another. You take a step forwards into some kind of a setting, an environment, a situation, and suddenly, with confidence, suddenly choices, opportunities, one conversation leads to another, things, the doorways start to open. And here we have the diamond in the rough. And you get to think about this, not to have to feel pushed into anything immediately, but actually it's like, let's evaluate this with real clarity. There are choices available here, and from those choices, the thing that you really desired starts to become clear. Your future self is saying, this is a month where you can make a level of personal choice that actually energetically opens those doorways for you. And from those doorways, choices will be available. And from those choices, you will be able to pick the one that is right for you. That is what I'm being shown, reading number 3 for you guys for August. Wow, I mean, such a powerful time. Let's draw just a few more cards, just to sort of ask for a little bit more. You know, can we have a sneaky peek into the future here, maybe about with reading number 3, or more information about what maybe reading number 3 needs to do. A little bit more information and guidance here for reading number 3. There we are. Okay, reading number 3. Let's have a little look. Yes, so we have 4 of Swords. We have Queen of Wands. Oh, this is such beautiful, beautiful cards for you. Page of Swords. It's such a confirmation. And Knight of Cups. Okay, so what I see with the Four of Swords is it's a real validation of where you've come from and what has been going on, and the fact that I think for some of you, you really did sort of retreat a bit. Understandable, it was much needed, and this isn't sort of removing that completely, because it's sort of saying, look, the space to formulate your dreams is in your internal world. You know, it's entering the bear cave, you know, so that you can literally, I mean, and I would also say as well, Super Souls, if you are prolifically dreaming, start writing them down. Take a dream journal, and they may not make sense on the day, but if you go back over maybe a week's worth of dreams, you'll start to see a pattern emerging that will have lots of information to support you. It's information literally coming through. You're reaching out for something here. And so within this sort of cocoon of safety, meditation, the information comes to you. It's like entering your own dream time. And yes, Queen of Wands, I just want to say dream big, please. Dream big, because like the magician, it's time to make it happen. Time to make it happen. Light as many candles, you know, however, you know, if one vision board isn't big enough, Super Souls, do a second one and a third one. Do one for this area of life and one for that area of life. It's like confidence is really going to move the energy forwards here. Now, I think there will be choices. I literally think doorways will open for you. There may be opportunities for further learning, for education, something being shown to you, clarity coming in. Maybe you know those random situations where you turn on the radio and the very song has the words that give you the answer you needed, or you open a book and the very information you needed just is there on the very page. Some of you may move into higher education. You may find career pathways opening that will offer you an extension of learning that are going to lead you to this long-term goal. You may not be at the long-term goal yet, but the pathway is opening that will give you the next step. And this is a step of learning that is going to take you out of your safe zone and into a space of extended you-ness, is what I'm going to say. Okay. And, you know, the rewards are here. You know, even in the early stages of the new, the rewards are here. For those of you for whom this is to do with re-establishing your belief in finding that relationship, or fixing an existing relationship, or finding that new person, up comes this person, Knight of Cups. Here we have, you know, offering you romance, offering you love, offering you, you know, excitement, passion, joy. And if this is about a career pathway or some other aspect of your world, yeah, along comes this opportunity that is going to make your heart sing. It is such a validation. It's really interesting, you know, in these readings for August, I have sort of slightly in one of the other readings too, asked for a sort of a sneaky peek into the future, and we have not been given it. So we really must respect that. What we're getting is a real solid connection to the month of August with really clear information about how this month is going to emerge and the opportunity within this time and space. So it's a really, really beautiful, beautiful energy and a beautiful reading. Reading number 3, I am so excited for you about the way this can actually start to transform into reality, just with this shift of you realigning yourself with your desires, your dreams, that desire to change, that awakening, that and moving forwards with confidence. It's like, wow, doorway after doorway after doorway opens. It's got exactly the energy of, you know, sometimes you can just drive somewhere and you're in such a good state of mind, and you know, every traffic light just literally turns to green as you're approaching green, and you carry on. You just don't have to stop at all because everything is just opening and opening and opening. And that is the flavor, Super Souls, for you guys for August. Wow. I am buzzing for you, totally buzzing for you. Reading number 3, if this has resonated and you'd like to get notification of any of my readings, do subscribe and press the little bell icon. I'm going to put all the relevant links to anything and everything that I do or offer, and the free stuff that I do. I put loads of resources into the world. I'll put links to all those things in the information box and the comments, so you can find stuff. You know, there's a free library, there's a monthly prize draw where I give away a free private reading. I'll just put all the links in the information box rather than kind of harp on about them. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for those of you who are subscribed and are a part of this amazing community. Thank you to all of you who've been giving back through the super thanks in the comments, and also to those of you who've been supporting me on Patreon. I'm so grateful. I put a lot of free stuff into the world. You know, it costs quite a lot to keep a free library going. It's a big resource, and I'm just so grateful to all of you. But every single one of you, when you tune into the readings, you like, you share, let people know about the channel, you know, it all makes such a difference. And for me, it is such a validation for me, because my calling is to put stuff into the world that I hope will help people to navigate just the ups and downs of our human lives. And so thank you to all of you, because it just makes it feel such a privilege to read for you. Super Souls, tons and tons of love to you all. Hey Super Souls, thank you for joining me for this little add-on. So I'm going to read to you from the Art of Manifestation Astro-Moon Diary 2022, because August really is an incredibly pivotal turning point. So I've written a pivotal month. For me, August feels like a month when we're called to move beyond the conceptual knowledge and the principles of manifestation, and to step up and make these principles real. In short, to embrace our fullest potential and transform our dreams and visions into manifestations of sustainable substance. We must take our knowledge and experience and make them real through the implementation of real actions. So I'm just going to say a little bit about that. Actually, really, we've really had a lot of opportunity in the first 6 months of this year, 6 to 7 months in fact, to sort of see things from different perspectives, try things on for size. Stuff that maybe was previously swept under the carpet is being brought to light. This is going on kind of globally. It's going on within our communities. We're seeing it in our personal lives as well. So there's been lots of opportunity to notice and to contemplate what we might need to do. And in some instances, actions, even external events have happened to cause us to have to be in a space of review. So we begin this pivotal month celebrating Lammas in the Northern Hemisphere and Imbolc in the Southern Hemisphere. Both are festivals that validate growth and the need to nurture with patience and consistency if we're to bring in a full and prosperous harvest at a later date. So it's a really important time of both evaluation, review, and a turning point when we might find in August many doorways are opening for us, and we have to then decide whether we're going to walk through them. There'll also be, I think, a significant number of crossroads. You know, you could turn left or you could turn right. There won't necessarily be a wrong or a right in those, but I do think we'll see the opportunity for making those kinds of decisions that take us into the next phase of our journey, or shape the next phase of our journey. Now, I'm just going to talk to you about the cards and the runes that were drawn for the diary. Each month in the diary, I draw both cards and runes. We have Othilla, the rune of separation, which indicates we need to let go of certain things in order to move forwards. It also suggests that actually by letting go, the new will automatically come in, and allow yourself to receive. And again, this is about, you know, I'll read you the additional message here. There are many reasons why we block ourselves from receiving, but one thing is certain: it will almost go back to some event in the past. It is understandable to be fearful if we've been hurt or damaged by others, but in trying to shut out bad experiences, we also shut out the good ones too, closing ourselves to the possibility of healing. It is time to move beyond your fears. Give yourself permission to receive. So really important that we are seeing this pivotal turning point in August where we can let go of things, including any internal limiting beliefs. We then drew Wunjo, the rune of joy. Joy is wonderful. It's like a new dawn. It's a new opportunity. It's out of darkness into light, carried across the gap by the wings of heaven. So we have this incredible pivotal turning point. I mean, when I'm writing this diary, I literally do draw the runes out of the bag, and I draw the cards in the same way that I would do for a reading, and they're always bang on. It's fascinating, in alignment with the astrology at that time. And of course, I mean, I'm working on next year's diary now. I'm looking at the year ahead, so really interesting stuff. Nurture was the card that we drew as well. So we're looking at openings, opportunities, a time to move forwards with confidence as we let go of things that are no longer working for us, and a real time of investment and nurture. Drawing this card is an indication you have sown seeds and may be experiencing a degree of frustration and impatience, potentially leading to self-doubt as to whether or not your relationship idea project is going to develop and move forwards as you hope. This card brings reassurance that you've made a wise choice and a wise investment, and that your hard work is going to pay off. Whatever you've begun, you are called to be patient and to nurture your situation with love. Your hopes and your dreams are developing more quickly than you realize. This is this incredible turning point of August. I think these runes and cards really sum it up. So Super Souls, I hope you've enjoyed this little add-on. Thank you so much to all of you who've been purchasing the diary and the journal. They're very different but can work alongside each other or independently. And thank you all of you who support my work, support me on Patreon, support me through the super thanks in the comments, and actually just all of you for being here, because actually your very presence and the fact that you tune into these readings and this information, it's so uplifting for me when I know that the work I'm trying to do is hopefully making a difference and bringing something positive and valuable into people's lives. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. If you're new to this channel and you'd like to get notification of any of my uploads, my readings, my moon updates, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, everything should come into your stream, hopefully. So tons and tons of love to you all, and may you have an amazing August. This is such an extraordinary turning point, and you know, for all of us who are walking that pathway of the spiritual warrior, things I think are really going to start opening up. So fabulous month of opportunity. Tons of love to you all.